Here we go. What is going on, my dear friends? We have got a whole bunch of people that are going to be joining us today. Welcome, 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 everybody, for jumping on, jumping on. Yes, indeed. So excited, so excited, so excited for 2021. My IG folks are right here. Welcome, welcome, IG. Hello, hello, Nab. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. So we got our IG folks right here. We got our YouTube folks right here. And we got our TikTok folks right here. So we gonna do it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super fun. I got a lot that I really want to share with you guys today about 2021, about all that we have available to us, everything that that we looked back on 2021, and super stoked, super excited to be able to share everything. So Really, really stoked, really pumped. We've got a ton of people that have been messaging us saying that they're going to jump on, that they're about to come on in here and join us. Hello, hello, Rocks. What's going on? Thank you guys for joining us. It's so great to have everybody here. We are really, really excited about 2021 and everything that it holds and all the stuff that we are going to walk through. It's going to be a really, really cool thing. I'm so glad you guys joined us. Got some TikTokers. What's going on? How are y'all? So for those just joining us, we got IG, we got YouTube, and we got TikTok. So I'm going to be bouncing my eyes to all of you, so bear with me during all that. So excited about every aspect of the entertainment industry and what's been going on and the build for this year and everyone that's been organizing to deal with COVID and all of the different issues, all the different aspects of our career in the entertainment industry. If you don't look at it from the right point of view, it can bring a ton of fear. So what we want to do today is I want to talk to you about 2021 and what it means to be able to have your mind in a place where you can function in peace. Cool? So what we want, there we go, bam. All right, so what we want today, we want to talk about 2021. What is it going to look like? Where are you going to have your focus? What kinds of things are you going to be locked in on this year? Now, I know for me, one of the things with my career that I always try to do is I always try to make sure that my heart is not focused and honed in on just being the booking guy, the guy who books jobs. Like, I always try to get my mind at a deeper level than that in the entertainment industry. And each one of us, we kind of have to. Because if that's all we're focused on in the entertainment industry, what ends up happening is that we become a seesaw, a teeter-totter, if you will, depending on where you're from, of joy. If we're getting auditions, we're getting callbacks, we're booking, first refusals, whatever, our joy's really high. If we're not booking, if we're not getting auditions, if we're not getting first refusals, callbacks, whatever, our joy is really low. And sadly, a ridiculous amount of actors that I know live in that spin of high highs and low lows. Now, I'm not going to sit here like I'm all high and mighty that I don't go through some emotional junk when I nail and crush an audition. I'm like, that's mine. Just call them. Tell everybody else. Don't even send any tapes. That one's mine. And then I don't hear anything. Like, it's just ghost town, just completely silent. I'm not going to sit here and be like, it doesn't affect me in the least. I'm not going to lie and say that that's the case. Because I get affected. So that's my dog barking at the wifey coming home, by the way. Our sweet little pup that used to fit in my hand is now almost as tall as me. So that's hilarious, by the way. Just a little personal tidbit for you. In 2021, can you commit? And when I say commit, I don't mean I'm going to try it. Can you commit, decide that your career will be based on absolute peace? Peace in knowing that your heart, your mind, your spirit, your life is covered by God's purpose and that the entertainment industry doesn't dictate it. The reason why I emphasize this so much is that all of the people, so many people that I coach in acting, they are desperate. They have this desperation flowing out of them constantly about the different aspects of the industry and what they want, what they desire. And their self-worth is attached drastically to a huge, huge part of this industry. I want to challenge you. Can you change that in you? All my people from IG right here, all my people from YouTube right here, all my people from TikTok right here. Can you challenge yourself? Can you bring yourself to a place where your joy is not contingent on your industry? This entertainment industry can be epic, an epic journey of joy and peace and love. It can be hilarious. It can also be doldrum of the mopes, as a British friend of mine says. Man, been in the doldrum of the mopes. That could be your lot. That could literally be your life in the entertainment industry if you don't, on purpose, bring yourself to a place of praying consistently. God, keep me in your peace. And as I travel through this entertainment industry, no matter what happens, help me to stay in that space. It can be a burden that you will not be able to carry if you don't decide to pray yourself into peace every single day in this entertainment industry. It'll be a level of heavy that you're not going to be able to handle. God will bring you this peace to help you carry the burden of silence, right? Even in the entertainment industry, when you are wanting so much, you're so drastically wanting bookings, notoriety, peace, finances, right, that can flow, all of these different things that can come to you that are great things in the entertainment industry. All of those things can very well bless your life. So wanting those things is not bad. I'm not telling anyone watching, stop wanting all those things. No. Because I'm about to drop some huge, massive bombs on you about what you want, okay? And it's going to encourage you, and it very well could change your life. I shared this with a friend this last week, and he was like, yo, I've been in church for a long time. I ain't never heard that. You need to talk about that on Sunday. So I'm hoping that what I'm sharing today with all of you is really, really, really going to bless you and really going to help you a ton. One of the things that I love is when God talks in Scripture about our desires, what we want, who we are, who we're made to be. And I think a big part of what we have to remember is that He does not look at our wants like some of us growing up. We may have had friends, you may have lived in this situation, or you may have friends that you've known that have lived in this situation where you want something and you're like, there are kids in Africa don't even eat, don't be wanting so much. You know, that response. We tend, many times, to think about God that way. That when we want something and we pray about it, we're annoying Him. And He's like, good Lord, I give them breath, I give them food, they even have a roof over their head, and now they want a booking? A lot of us think many times that God looks at us and what we want as a negative. Here's the craziest thing that a lot of people don't realize, and I didn't realize it until I actually saw it in there. Do you know that, especially for all the big Bible people, like there's some people who are just like, if it ain't in the Bible, it ain't real. So this is for all y'all who are like legit hardcore Bible folks. Ready? It actually says in the Bible that God, if we delight ourselves in the Lord, He will give us the desires of our heart. Here's the balance, okay? The balance is this. If we can spend so much time falling in love with God, falling in love with Jesus as Him coming to help us with nothing on the table, we couldn't offer not one little thing, right? If we can fall in love with Him and He's our delight, then what happens is He goes, look at how much joy I bring them. I want to just give them gifts, give them gifts, give them gifts. Now look, I can tell you as a dad, this year, Wendy and I both at Christmas, our kids have been troopers through this whole pandemic, John. Like they've been legit, like, obedient, working hard, helping around the house, doing school, going, everything we ever asked our kids to do, they've just done it with smiles on their face full joy, all in. It's blown my mind how ridiculously mature and awesome our kids are. Ridiculous on so many levels. Now, Christmas coming, right? Wendy and I are like both same. She's a gift giver in her heart of hearts. That's kind of like her gift from God is to give gifts. Like that's her jam. So, but we looked at each other and we were like, we don't want to stop giving them gifts. Like, how much can we give them? What is the thing they want the most? Like, they've been such amazing troopers. They've been so full of joy. They've been so gracious and obedient all year long. Our heart towards our kids was just pour out, pour out, pour out, pour out. How many of us do not view God that way? We have to start challenging ourselves in the way we view God, in the way we view how He views us. Hi, buddy. We have a visitor. So I want you to start really thinking about how you think God views you. I got to say it to all three. My IG folks, my YouTube folks, and my TikTok folks. I got to say it to all y'all. You have to start thinking about how you think God views you. You have to start thinking about how you think God views you. You have to start thinking about how you think God views you. That is absolutely vital. You ever walk into a room and you know somebody's in there that don't like you? Even if you don't necessarily care, it changes you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not like full level 10 joy. You're kind of like, oh God, they're here. How many of us think God has a little bit of a twitch when He thinks about us? Like, we don't really want to spend some time in prayer, especially asking for nothing, because we judge ourselves so harshly, we think He does as well. The revelation that really has hit me over the holidays, as I'm looking, I love stories. I'm a story guy. I'm a writer. Obviously, being in the entertainment industry, we all love telling stories. But one of the things that I love is I love the dramatic, heightened level of the end of Jesus' life, the story and His relationship. And many of us relate to this, but we don't really put the pieces together a lot of times. So I want to just touch on something really, really quick. You know, end of the life of Jesus. He's legit alone, right? Legit. He's legit alone. All of His people have deserted Him. He's legit alone. Nobody believed in Him. They all ran. None of them want to be dying, right? So they took off. Even in the midst of Him being alone, He still went all in to be able to fully function in His purpose, to fulfill that thing. Well, many of us are throttling back our purpose because we're waiting for other people to come alongside us and be patting us on the back, giving us some encouragement, helping us in the fight. Now, that's not a bad thing to want someone to help you, but do we believe that God looks at us in a way that brings us peace and joy and excitement in our purpose and our calling, so much so that even if every single person in our life turned on us, your loved ones came, pat you on the back and be like, yo, this acting thing, it's got to go. It's got to go, or I got to go make a choice. It's got to go. This is ridiculous. I can't handle the ups, the downs, the emotional, whatever's, all of it got to go. But you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that God gave you this calling to be in the entertainment industry, to touch lives, right? How do you function in that space when you are faced with being legit alone? I always revert back to Scripture whenever I have that spin. My grandpa said something super profound to me when I was in a hard time in my life early on, college years, not having any idea what the heck I wanted to do. And one of the things that I found was that there was this wisdom in him, not just from his years, but he would really listen, and then he'd pour out something that just would rock me. My grandpa told me something that really had a drastic effect on me. He said, I was asking him, which way do I go? No, it seems like I'm all alone. I don't know anything at all in any way, shape, or form. And here's what he said. He said, if you're doing something, expecting someone else to feel joy for you doing it, that's not your calling. Whew. I was like, whoa, that's so deep, right? My grandpa was straight crushed down. He said, if you're doing something, hoping and expecting other people to feel joy about that thing, and that's why you're doing it, that's not your calling. So each of us have to decide, am I in this industry to impress people, to get attention for all these random reasons? Or am I in it because it's the thing that was put in me when I was a little tight that I just knew I had to pursue? I just knew I had to go in on it. I just knew I could not stop. That, at the end of Jesus' life, we just celebrated Christmas, like his birth, right? I'm already at Easter. I'm already like, yo, but look when he was legit all alone. He had his boys. They were with him, like ready to fight in the garden towards the end of it all. But then when it came down to it, everybody ran, and he literally looked around, and he was all alone. No one around him. And each one of us have to ask, if we're in that space, do we throw up our hands and retreat because we're alone? Or do we say, this is just a phase? God had to clear out people that were in my life at that point, and now I'm going to another level. When your purpose is greater than your task, the tasks will always get done. If the task is greater than your purpose, the task will fade away. You've got to remember, in this entertainment industry, it is so easy to get caught up in the posts of look what I did, and at friends who so many people in LA, so many people in Atlanta do this all the time. They'll create a thing and they'll send it to friends and be like, yo, would you mind posting this for me, and like doing a little accolade thing because I really want to get attention so my agents will submit me more, or that casting directors will notice me. And so they're like, man, my friend, my dude, here's a little thing, watch him on whatever. Now, that's not every post. There are some people who are legit, and who do it out of love. I've posted stuff for my friends, my wife, that's just because I'm so freaking proud. So I'm not saying everybody's like that. But there's some of that whole thing going on where people want more attention. And I'm cautioning you, be careful to not get caught up this year in all the accolades people are drumming up. In one aspect of business, you have to do marketing. You have to be able to get people to know you and your brand. That's part of the business. In your heart, you know, if it's gone to another level past the business marketing and gone to that level of self-worth. That's what I'm telling you to be so careful of. You've got to be careful not to let all this junk become part of who you are and what you're worth. Does this industry dictate what you're worth? Or do you dictate your place and your purpose and your worth? Therefore, you're in this industry. You see how that reverse psychology, that reverse engineering of it changes your whole point of view, and it changes how you function. When you reach out to people in the industry, is it out of desperation, hoping they like you or hoping you fit in? Or is it very much, this is what I offer, this is what I bring. This right here is who I am and what I can offer you. Hope it fits, hope you like it. Every audition that you have must be in that mindset of, this is what I do. This is what I bring. Hope it fits in with what you're looking for. And then move on. That's it. It should never be personal. People always talk about this word rejection. Like it's such a it's such a ridiculous thing. And it could be just because I've been in business for so long. If you view this as like a personal self-worth thing, then yes, 100% the entertainment industry is filled with rejection. And some people are like, oh, you're just not an empath like me. I'm an empath and I feel things so drastically. And I hurt when people hurt. I hurt when I'm rejected. Okay, first of all, that's a drastic exaggeration of what an empath actually is. So you can feel stuff, but your mindset, psychologists ain't even a Davism. This is shrink stuff right here, yo. Like, psychologists are the one that says it don't matter whether you're an empath, whether you hate folks or whatever. If your mindset is right and you've categorized the situation properly, it will not be allowed to penetrate you at the level that a lot of things penetrate folks. So what I want to encourage you is to make absolutely sure that you are so focused in on knowing your purpose, and that the entertainment industry is a tool, is a vehicle to get to your purpose. I have two great, phenomenal examples. So I met this dude, Krav Maga expert. He was at Israeli Secret Forces and like did a whole bunch of stuff all over the world. Now he's living in my freaking neighborhood. Thank you, Lord. We're training Krav Maga. He and I work out at the gym now together. He said something so profound to me that I've never heard anyone ever say ever in the gym, ever. I've got friends who are personal trainers. Never heard any of them say this ever. He said, I want you to understand that, now he's huge, by the way, like me times 2, like stacked. You see the dude coming and you like, yo, brother be lifting. Okay, all right. Like me in the gym next to him working out, next to him with him is a comedy show waiting to happen. He's so freaking massive and he's such a beast. But he said something so profound. Our first workout, he's like, look, I need you to know something. I only view weight as a tool, not a goal. And I looked at him and it hit me on a lot of like mental, emotional, spiritual levels, not just weightlifting. And he saw the way I was looking at him and he was like, why are you looking at me like that? And I was like, that's deep, dude. Like, not just weightlifting, but please continue. Tell me what you're feeling, what you thinking. He said there's a lot of dudes who are huge, massive. Even small guys who'd be like, hey, how much you bench? And I'm like, and he says, I don't know. I don't keep track of how much I lift, how much I bench, how much I curl, what all of that. He said, weights are just a tool for the goal. And I said, okay, what's the goal? He said, to be healthy, fulfilled, and joyful long into my elderly years. Yo, that's so profound. With our purpose is whatever you feel called to. I always feel and have felt for a long time, especially through my studies of psychology and seeing all of these psychological journals that have been written about when people grab onto their purpose, their why, their thing, that everything they do is heightened to a whole nother level. That is something that each one of us need to understand. Each one of us have to take ownership that we are not in this entertainment industry as the entertainment industry being the end goal. The end goal should be the group of people we're put on this earth to change. The people on this earth we're called to serve. That should be our purpose and our why. Then the entertainment industry simply becomes nothing more than our laser-focused vehicle to get to where we're going. The entertainment industry becomes the tool, the vehicle to accomplish the goal. My why, my purpose is to end suicide forever. I counsel through Zoom call and phone call. Right now, I think it's over 20 people a week where we're meeting and talking about purpose, walking them through strategically all the different aspects of their life to just dominate the thought life and bring their purpose to the forefront. That's my why. The entertainment industry is the vehicle to get that thing done, right? So the shows that I've written, that we have interest in, the films that we have on the docket that we're going to make this year, all of the funding that we're lining up for all of those things to get done, the software we're building that's going to scrub the whole freaking internet 24 hours, 7 days a week, and flag people who have habits of those who in the past have accomplished that goal, or at least tried, being able to send help to them. That's the why, that's the purpose, that's the end goal. The entertainment industry, the higher the platform, the louder my voice, the greater the reach, the more lives that are changed. That's the goal. We've had a ton of people ask if we're doing our goal setting workshop again this year because of how many people have been changed. And we are. It's on our classes page. If you go to our website, you can look it up and get on there. And the reason why people have gone year through year by year by year, every year through this thing, is because it reignites the revelation in their heart and in their mind about why they're here, who they're supposed to touch, and it reinvigorates them to a whole nother level. I got asked literally 2 days ago, how in the world did you make it through 2020 still smiling at all? He said, man, my whole family's falling apart. We had the hardest year. We almost lost everything. And I said, our year was hard too. It wasn't like it was freaking skip through the lily roses. But God was so faithful. He told me at the beginning of the year, I want you this year more than ever to focus on your why and your purpose. I got that in January before the pandemic hit in March. So those first 3 months, I was writing, I was pitching, I was producing, I was putting together teams, I was negotiating rates, I was doing all these things to make pilots, to make trailers, to get everything lined up. Boom, and then the pandemic hit. Then I realized, okay, if we're going to be locked up, writing is my new job. Learning is my new job. I'm going to still search for jobs. I'm going to audition whenever they come. I'm going to do everything God wants us to do in the industry. But I know my why. I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to do Zoom classes, Zoom courses, Zoom one-on-ones. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get every single human being touched that I possibly can during this pandemic. If your focus is on your why, then even in the middle of a pandemic, if your job falls through and you ask yourself, okay, my goal is to end homelessness forever. Let's say that that's a big burden on your heart. If you're really wanting to end homelessness and your job goes away, contact every single shelter that exists within a 10-mile, 20-mile radius of you. First of all, see if they're having volunteers. Second of all, see if they're hiring, right? Then you get paid for doing your why, which is like the dopest thing ever. There's a way to figure out, in all circumstances of life, what is your why and how do I accomplish it? If you want to know your why, if you're sitting there going, dude, I don't even know where to start. I don't have any idea what my purpose is on this planet. I don't have any idea what the heck I'm even going to do. Our goal setting workshop is January 16th, full day on Saturday. I want to encourage you to register for it. I literally have had, for the last 6 months, psychologists help me hone it and streamline it to really laser focus it in to help people find their why, their purpose, especially in this entertainment industry, and how to merge the two. We are going to legit go all in on making sure you know your why. Then we're going to talk about the business of the business, setting your goals according to your why and your desires in the entertainment industry. Remember we talked about earlier, if you have a huge, massive goal in the entertainment industry, the only way you could have that is if God gave it to you in the first place. So stop feeling bad about it. I talk to so many people who believe in God and who are Christians who feel bad about all different aspects of what they desire in the entertainment industry. I want to encourage you, if you are not desiring huge, massive things that are bigger than you, you better hit the prayers, baby, because you are put in this entertainment industry to make a splash. And you're not called to this entertainment industry just to make a splash, just so your name gets big. It's so that your name gets big so you can accomplish your why. Does that make sense? If you can remember that little nugget, your whole career changes. Your whole career. I want you to start really wondering, what is the next level? How big can I go with my desires, my wants, my prayers for me in this entertainment industry? Is there something that you have not been grabbing onto that you should be grabbing onto? I want to encourage you to really become laser focused on your why and understand that the entertainment industry serves that thing. You allowing yourself to become driven by your purpose and your why starts annihilating things that used to be issues for you. Here's a great example. I always was in this entertainment industry at the beginning, just excited to be in it, right? I had my why in the back of my head, but I didn't want to tell anybody. I told a producer a couple years in, wanting some encouragement about it. And he was like, man, you should probably keep that on the DL. You don't want to be known as like that guy because, I mean, this entertainment industry, ain't nobody want to deal with that heavy stuff, And so I got a little bit self-conscious for a moment, but then I was like, you know what? Dude, you can blacklist me all across the entertainment industry. This is what I absolutely have to do. I have to end suicide forever. And if by chance, in any way, shape, or form, somebody in the entertainment industry is offended by that, or they don't like that about me, they gonna have to deal with them, their grandma and Jesus gonna have to deal with it together, because I just don't care. And you know what's amazing? Since I made that decision to that dude's face, I have touched thousands of people's lives over this last 12 years in the entertainment industry. And it's only growing, and it's about to explode at an insane level. And I'm so grateful, because I know beyond the shadow of any doubt that the lives that are going to be touched, the people that are going to be exponentially touched and affected by all that we're going to be doing on a personal level, from our courses, our online stuff, our virtual class stuff. We're bringing on another company that we're partnering with who specializes in freeing people from addiction and anxiety and depression and suicidal thoughts. We're going to be partnering with them to do both virtual online group classes as well as facilities, both in and outpatient. We've got our software being created, and we have meetings being set up through 2021 with all major social media networks for our software to be allowed to be a plug-in on an international level to help end suicide and patterns. People ask, why are you so busy? Why can't I get a hold of you during the pandemic? I'm busy. I'm busy. That's why you can't get a hold of me. I'm rocking stuff. Like I'm writing 6 hours a day. I'm putting together teams producing for films and TV shows we're writing. I'm working on software, having meetings with my creative team, adding more teachers on at the creative whose heart is really to change lives. We just launched our creative kids division with Sarah Ekman, commercial producer from Stillwell, who's just crushed town and has such a heart for the younger generation. We have creative fitness that's launching, because you have to understand the balance of handling and controlling your spirit, your mind, and your body together. And that is a huge missing link in this entertainment industry. And so some people just focus on fitness. Some people do all different types of working out. That's all great. But the thing you've got to focus on is making sure everything is balanced, coming together, making sure you're being strong mentally, spiritually, and physically. And that's my partner, Chris June. We're crushing that whole game. We've got Creative Media, who is really helping small businesses get hone down to their why so that they can communicate at a level, both small business, locally and online, what they're called to. I tell you all of that to tell you that if there's any person that is supposed to be doing all these random things, right? If anyone is worthy, if anyone has training, if anyone's good enough, it ain't me. And that's not false humility. I know me well enough to know your boy ain't qualified, okay? I'm doing it because it's what drives me. I wake up every single morning and I say, God, use me to touch someone, to make sure they understand how worthy they are and how you created them with their own purpose to touch lives. I got an email and he said I could share it with you. I have it up on my screen. I'm just going to read a quick little sentence of it. And he sent it to me on New Year's Eve. Brother busting me out in tears on New Year's Eve. And one of the things that I'm reading this for is not to impress any of you. It's to impress upon you the importance of putting your why first. He says, Dave, we met 3 years ago, and it was weird because I just came out of a bad relationship and a bad career from bouncing from another job after I left the military. You looked me in my eye and said, I feel like God brought you here for you to understand how important you are. Please keep coming. No matter what the issue is, I'm here to help. We have been friends now, dear friends, for over a year. I have not once thought of suicide, and every single reaction and every single time I have depression or anxiety come, I remember what you told me. I'm here for more than I know, and day by day God's revealing that to me. Look, this dude struggled with anxiety, struggled with depression, has a ton of stuff in his life stacked against him. He's surrounded by people who shake their finger in his face, telling him, who are you, this acting thing? You're just a goofball. You ain't gonna make no money doing that. You better get a job. You better get married. You were in the military, and now you're out. Now you're doing what with your life? Trying to be some random goofball? I just could look at this dude and something. You ever look at somebody and you're like, yo, that person's special. Like that dude's got some. That dude, that's what happened when he and I met. And I just couldn't help it. I was like, yo, I don't even know you, but you're special. You just keep coming. Anything I can do to help you, I'm gonna help you flat out. Like you just got this thing on you, man, where I know you're called to something greater than you think you are called to. He has booked so much work because one of the things he knows is he's called to help ex-military who struggle with anxiety, depression, PTSD, and are turning to substance abuse to fill those voids. He wants to help not just get them into groups. He wants to help them create a life that is fulfilled. Joy-filled, purpose-filled life. That's what he wants them to build. And he ends his letter by saying, you always tell me, build what you want. And if you don't like it, build a different direction. I'm doing it every day, my friend. If you are in a situation in your entertainment industry career, in your life, in your finances, in relationships that you don't like, change it. Change it. You are the one that decides, and you build according to your purpose. You can, I'm not saying it's not going to be hard. Okay, it's probably going to be hard. What I'm saying is you can choose to do it. The reason why I'm so adamant about this is because so many people go, well, I have to. I don't have a choice. You know how many millions of people say that every day? Well, I don't have a choice. Yes, you sure do. Well, I can't quit my job. What am I going to do? Yes, you sure can. You can find another job while you work in the one you hate. Go all in on the one you hate. Find something you love. At the same time, spin both the wheels. And then you can leave. I hate when people say, I have to. No, you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want. Now, stuff you do, not everything is good for you. So you do whatever you want. Doesn't mean it's going to help you. But if you make a wise decision to change your life and build towards your purpose, guaranteed God's going to bless it. Guaranteed. No doubt. No doubt. I've seen it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Living according to purpose, here's what I love about living according to purpose. It is the thing that I know will always succeed. Living by purpose is the thing that I absolutely know will always succeed. Now, one of the big things that keeps us from living according to purpose is being surrounded by people who are consumed with living according to their self-worth being wrapped up in the entertainment industry. You got to be careful of those people. You have to. There are people you should not be around. And you're like, but it's my family. We live together. Or it's my roommates. They pay 3/4 of the rent. Got it. I don't mean that you don't need to be around them in proximity. I mean you don't need to camp around them with your mindset. You can be around negative people all the time, but if you understand and make a decision before you're around them that I am around them to be a catalyst of change, to light the fire of change and purpose in all of those people, you've separated yourself so much higher in purpose living than the people that are just doldrum of the mopes, complaining about pandemic, complaining about politics, complaining about this, complaining about that, complaining about all this stuff. Okay, fine, whatever. People still drill me like, why don't you ever talk about politics on your stuff? Because politics has no gauge on my joy. Now, I could right now type 500 people in Atlanta alone whose complete joy and peace is wrapped up in the political stuff going on. Because when the stuff drops, it's about to drop. You're going to see mayhem. Because people have not settled in their heart that has nothing to do with purpose. I don't care who's in that White House. Here's the deal. When the first Bush was in the White House, I was praying for him. When Clinton was in there, I was praying for him. I was raised with that scripture that said, it doesn't matter who your leader is, you pray for them, right? Look, Jesus said that to the people, whoever is your leader, you pray for them, while Caesar was tormenting and like dominating Israel. So it wasn't like he had a friend up in the big place, like he gonna hook us up with some tax breaks. It wasn't any of that. Pray for those above you, because God honors when you honor leadership. I don't care who's in the White House. I'm going to pray for them. Period. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Whoever's in the White House does not gauge how many lives I can save, how many shows I can write and get funded that are going to change the world to end suicide forever. You think that depends on whoever's in the freaking White House? It doesn't matter. But there are some people who have a long list of reasons why it matters, because that's the thing they're hanging their self-worth on. The thing that your voice gets the most attention for is usually the thing you hang your self-worth on. So I want to challenge all of you, if this whole political argument game is getting you attention and you're starting to get a little clout, so you try to get a little louder because you're feeling like you're important now, you better be careful that your self-worth is not attached to all this political madness. My why, my purpose, I'm being fully transparent. I don't care who's in the White House. I just don't care. You say, how could you say that? The functionality of our country is in the hands of... No. God says that the government is on his shoulder. Why is that important? Our shoulder's right next to our ear. There ain't nothing going on in this government that God ain't hearing. They're right here. And everything they whisper and say, he's hearing it. He already knows all the junk they planted, no matter who's in there, what crazy is going on, whatever. My thing is, my why. I know my why and my purpose. And that is to end suicide forever. That's my number one. Anything that brings a distraction from that thing gets pushed aside fast and violently to make sure that nothing gets in the way. For those who dwell on outward circumstances, those are the people that are huge red flags in the area of purpose to me. Tony Robbins said it best. You can want someone in the White House, but when that want becomes a must or your life will fall apart, that's when you know you have to shift it in reverse hard. Reverse your mindset and get back to understanding you as a person were built to bring change regardless of those outside circumstances. That's the Tony Robbins thing. That ain't me. So you want to get mad at the big man. I fully understand that people love that political game. I just have seen that it doesn't matter. When Bush was in there, I was changing lives and touching people. When Obama was in there, I was changing lives and touching people. Trump been in there, I've been changing lives and touching people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, to me, that yes, there's that stuff. I pray for the leader. I pray that God's will be done, that he protects us and that he keeps us safe, and that there's unity and love and all this stuff. I pray that no matter who's in there. But one thing that I don't do is I never throttle back on why I'm on this planet and why I'm here. I'm talking about that because there are so many people that are so drastically focused on politics that they're not even studying their craft. They just scroll on news apps and Instagram and TikTok and all of this social media just trying to find some dirt on who they don't like in the political game, when they should be prepping an audition that was due like at the beginning of the holiday, but now it's due tomorrow, so they're hustling and trying to get it done, right? Like, there's all that kind of stuff that is spinning, but people have forgotten that if you have your why, if you know your purpose, yes, that's important. I'm not saying it's not important, but what I'm saying is that doesn't dictate my purpose and my why. Does it dictate yours? If it does, you've got to rearrange your thoughts. You have to. I'm not telling you who to vote for because I don't care. What I care about is you knowing your individual purpose. That's what I care about. Do you know your purpose and your why? That is the goal. That is the biggest, most massive thing on my heart. Because if you know that, all those other randoms doing all those things will never, ever, ever stop you. They will never stop you from being fulfilled. There's a difference between happiness, which comes from experiences or occurrences, right? Happiness comes from experiencing something or an occurrence. Joy is something that is rooted in the heart of someone that is very, very hard to be removed because it's not based on occurrence, it's based on purpose and what you believe about yourself. What I want to encourage you is to find your joy of your purpose in this entertainment industry. What lives are you called to touch? Who are you supposed to be affecting? Who are you supposed to be changing? Whose lives can you pour into? I love watching light bulbs go on in people's minds when they figure out their why. It is probably greater by 5-10 times when I get a booking email like, hey, congratulations, here's your offer that you booked whatever. That's legit exciting. Like, I'm like, yeah, like it's that thing, right? When I watch someone that I walk through the process of finding their why and they go, oh, dude, that's it. Like a ridiculous level of excitement comes when I know that they just got it. I really push people to that because once you get that and you start moving in the direction of your why, look, there ain't nothing that can take that away. When you constantly move in that direction, yo, I'm telling you, it brings a level of change inside of your own heart. You'll even hear news of something happened and this dude said this thing to this person or the whatever and it's on the news and whatever and you're kind of like, oh, well, yeah, he's an idiot. And it just doesn't affect you as much because you're so connected to your purpose that joy is flowing in the midst of all the other madness. I want to challenge you. We've got our goal setting workshop on the 16th. It's on our website, on our classes page under workshops. Right now you can register. I want to challenge you to register. And I've said this for years and years and years. I've never had to do this, but I offer it every time. If you go through this workshop and you put in the work for 3 solid months after, and you don't see any change in your life, I refund you flat out. If you do the work. If you do the work. Having a purpose, a lot of people love the romance of purpose, the romance of a why. I'm going to change the world. Even in the acting industry, a lot of people are like, I'm going to win an Academy Award. But they don't, and they love the romance of that, but they don't like the work. They don't like having to be in class and put in the work and do the auditions and work the jobs and make the money and save up for this thing and that thing. And a lot of people spin in the romance of something they want, detached from the work that thing is going to take. I want to challenge you. Come on. Come on. I had 2 psychologists help me write this workshop. And look, I'm telling you, when you get in this thing, whew, and you get in this cycle of the work, of the process of building you and your purpose and your why, life becomes something that is magical. I'm telling you, Tony Robbins used that word years ago when I first started following him, like a decade ago or more. And I was like, man, this dude's so flighty. He using words like magic. What is he doing? But he ain't playing. When you start focusing on your purpose and your why, changing, pouring out, giving, allowing your life to be for someone else, something bigger than yourself, it absolutely changes absolutely everyone that you're around. It just, without you even being able to truly get there and truly explain in actual words, the thing that happens to you on the inside when you focus on your purpose is just absolutely unmatched. Like it's something that's hard to describe. I want you, no matter what, in 2021, no matter what happens through January, February, March, April, May, as the year goes through, right? Some people still asking, wait, where the heck 2020 go? Like it was super long days, but super short months. What happened? It's gone already. Some people praising the Lord that it's gone already, right? But I want you, no matter what comes this year, to remember to focus on purpose and focus on peace. This entertainment industry does not have to be super high highs and super low lows. It doesn't have to be. It just doesn't. What it can be for you is a vehicle to arrive at a destination of fulfilling your purpose and accomplishing your goal. Look, when our TV shows are made and our films are made and we're in this space of being able to travel the world and talk to people and being able to connect with people all over the world about this issue of self-worth, of purpose, of making sure that if suicidal thoughts come, that you understand that your worth is not based in action, but it's based in the flow of who you are. This entertainment industry should never define who you are. It is a thing, a vehicle God's given you to get to the purpose He's given you so you can establish a lifestyle of who you are. But the entertainment industry doesn't dictate who you are, ever, at all. We literally have, so IG, YouTube, TikTok, listen, we have the opportunity in the entertainment industry to change the freaking world. There's hardly any other industries you can ever have that type of opportunity. If you don't view it as a vehicle to change the world, but you view the entertainment industry as the thing that is defining who you are, and then if it defines you as good enough, then you can change the world, you'll never do it because you're waiting for someone else to define who you are. You can never allow this entertainment industry to define who you are, ever. You are created to bring change. Your purpose, the group of people you're called to meet, that you're called to change, that you're called to pour into, is waiting for you. It's waiting for you. We meet every week. I meet every week on a Zoom call with 20-something more people who've struggled with suicide, who are now on the other side of it, crushing and dominating life. We have 2 shows based on this that are going to be made in 2021 that are legit going to be just mind-blowing and changing people's lives forever. It is the thing that I knew I was called to so long ago. And look, when I tell you I didn't know what, I still so much don't have any idea what I'm doing. It's hysterical when I get on the phone with people and they start throwing around like acronyms and words in the industry, and I'm like, I'm on my phone or on the internet like looking up the word or the acronym that they use to try to act like I know what I'm talking about. That happens more than I'd like to admit. But you know what? I don't care. We are moving and getting progress to be able to do what God called us to do. That's the thing. We are just moving. Here's what a lot of people have done. They are waiting on perfection so that they can progress. Perfection is the illusion that crushes progress. Perfection is a mirage. It is an illusion that defeats your progress. Never let perfection even be a word ever, in any way, shape, or form, in anything that you ever do. Because perfection is a freaking illusion. It is the thing that keeps you from making progress toward the destiny and the purpose that God called you to. You should never, in any way, shape, or form, have your life waiting to be perfect in an area before you do something. That's crazy. I did it for a long freaking time, and it's a nightmare. Now, it's just progress. It's just progress. It's just progress. I'll call a friend, right? And here's the thing. I'll call a friend and be like, yo, thinking about you, praying for you, hope all is good. Boom. Hang up. Keep progressing. Keep progressing. God has an email. Hey, man, just thinking about you. Just want to zip you an email. Let you know I'm thinking about you. Boom. And then I'm working. Then later, I get an email back. Yo, dude, I was struggling. For you to be thinking about me, holy crap, that really blessed me. Thanks so much for being obedient. Hey, let's talk next week. I didn't know that while I was working and writing or doing a schedule or whatever, and I had that thought to email someone, that was going to touch someone's life. I was like, just shoot them an email real quick. You realize that progress is just being obedient to everything God puts in your head or your heart. That's literally all it is. That's literally all it is. There's never a time when God is up there going, well, at some point, if they get to be perfect, we'll see what they can do down there. Grab me some popcorn, because it's going to be a while. Like, he doesn't do that junk. There's never a time where he's waiting on you to become something, to do something, ever. It is always, in all circumstances, he brings little thoughts. He drops little magical moments in your heart just for you to just do it, just to move forward. An idea in an audition, a note you drop someone, a sketch that you're supposed to write and do a funny thing with a friend, right? A person you're supposed to call just to encourage them. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's a part of your obedience. And the process of you being obedient is what raises the level of you understanding that you're called to more. My heart for every single one of you is for you to understand and know that you are called to so much more. I beg you to find the group of people that you are called to change and just go all in. Again, if you want to jump into this goal setting workshop where I can help you and walk you through the process of finding your why, jump on with us. Go on our website, thecreativemovement.co/classes. The very first one at the top is that workshop. Jump in. It's one day. We crammed all of it into one day so that you could have one day focused on you that could change everything for you. I just went through UPW in November with Tony Robbins, so I'm even more freaking hyped to do this now. So if you want to really go to the next level, and here's the thing, some people are afraid, let me hit this real quick. Some people are afraid to go into their purpose because they think their purpose is going to take the place of what they love in acting and the entertainment industry. That's a freaking lie as well. The only thing your purpose will ever do is enhance what you love, because that's the way God made you. So I want to encourage you to go after your purpose with no fear. Go after it fully in every way, shape, or form, believing and understanding that you have everything it takes to be able to just crush and dominate and change lives all over the world. I really, really hope this blessed you guys today. I love you all so stinking much, and we pray for the entertainment industry on the daily. So find your purpose, find what you're called to, and go after it like never before. You will find such fulfillment and joy like you've never, ever, ever known. 2021, while 2020 had stuff that it taught us, 2021 is the year that harvest can be grabbed. You can learn your purpose and start activating it and functioning in it to bring yourself to a place of knowing I am in the entertainment industry, rolling forward towards my destiny and purpose every single day. That's our heart for every single one of you. That's our heart for the entertainment industry, is that we can make stories that will change people's lives through and through. That's the goal. So keep us in your prayers as we're walking through this process of putting together teams to come on board to really get this stuff done. Keep an eye out. Again, if you want to be a part of this workshop, jump on there and register. It's going to be dope. We're going to have a couple special guests. They're going to kind of make some cameos as well. And I'm super stoked about that. And stay tuned to our calendar as well. We've got a bunch of people we're going to be interviewing. Our podcast is going to be dropping in February. We've already recorded a crazy amount that we're just going to be dropping. We've got some other stuff coming that we can't really talk about right now, but it's going to be dope. So it'll be dropping here soon. We love you guys so stinking much. If you guys need anything, just zip us an email. thecreativeatl@gmail is where you can reach us, or comment below, and hopefully it'll ping us and let us know what you guys need. We love you guys. We're here for you. Please let us know if you need anything, and hopefully we'll be seeing y'all soon. Love you guys so stinking much. We'll see you guys soon.